Hi friends, Ashley from Wildwoods&Homestead. I am going to share my homestead dishcloth pattern today, and what I like to do is pair it with a bar of soap. You can put it with any soap that you want. I pair it with these dish bars that I make, and I sell these in our online store, and I will have a link to the store in the description box in case you might be interested to look at my soaps. I like to give these to my friends, tie them with a little washcloth. But this is the stitch, and I am going to try to show it in such a way so that if you have never crocheted before, you might be able to crochet your own. I will put a link in the description box of where I buy our yarn. I buy this really beautiful, soft cotton yarn from KnitPicks online in the States, and I will just put a link to their, they call it Dishie cotton yarn. That's what this is. I also like their organic yarn. It's really nice and soft. Here's a ball of it. And I use this yarn to make my baby washcloths that I carry in my shop as well as my sponges and my soap saver sponges, and I'll put a link in the description box to those in case you're interested. But this is the cotton yarn, and it's so beautiful and it's so soft. And the reason I like to use these types of yarns is because they are organic. They're not grown with pesticides. So whenever I'm done using them, I will just put it into my compost to break down. But this is the stitching on the organic yarn. It's a little bit thicker than the regular yarn. This is the dyed yarn right here. But I just think it's really beautiful, and I like to do color blocking on my dishcloths. Okay, so I'm gonna stop chatting about all of that and try to get to this. So things that you'll need for this, I just use the 5/5 hook. You could use any size you want. 5 works as well, and it just creates a tighter stitch. I just like 5/5 because it creates this nice loose stitch, it creates just a really nice drape in the cloth. Okay, so you got your hook, and just a pair of scissors, any scissors will do, and then a little yarn needle. And actually, if you don't have anything, like, you can just get all of this at Walmart, or if you go to KnitPicks to find this yarn, you can buy everything you need there, and they have really good prices too. And today I'm just going to use this pretty red color because this is a Christmas gift, and I'm going to pair it with this lovely cream. Okay, so if you've never crocheted before, you're going to just tie a little knot and a loop just like that. This is your starting point, and you're going to just insert your hook into that loop. Holding your yarn, you're going to just kind of like play around with it. If you've never crocheted, just pick up your yarn, make a loop, put your hook in there, and sort of hold it for a little bit. My girls, they'll hold theirs like this. I don't really like that, but you might find that to be easier. I like to hold it more like a pencil, although I write like this, but kind of having it rest on this 4th finger right here. And then I'm holding my work. Your work will start to develop at this end right here. I'm kind of holding it with these 3 fingers down here, and my yarn that I'm drawing from, I'm holding it with these 2 fingers. And you can just sort of watch as I work as well, and you'll figure out your own way that you want to hold everything. Don't just do it the way I do it. You should do it how it feels comfortable to you, because then you'll get really good at it and you can just go really fast. Okay, so you're going to do something called a yarn over. You're just putting your hook down, bringing your yarn over, and grabbing it with your hook and pulling it through. That's a chain. So for my dishcloth, I do 30 of these. So that's 1, 2. You can see those. See, it makes a V shape. 3. See the V shape? That's your chain. 4, 5, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, so here's your chain. If you already know how to crochet, you can just, you'll pick this up so quickly. You can just skip through all of this too. So here's your chain. Okay, this is what we're going to work into. This is where we're going to build up from. Now you're going to just see you have these V, let's see if I'm showing this correctly here, these V shapes right here. And there's 1, okay, 1 and 2. You're going to skip the first 2. You're going to go into the third chain. So it would say, you would call it the third chain from the hook. Okay, and you're going to go under. So you're going to have these 2, this kind of V shape up here. So you can see that. See how I twist it? Turn it to the side. You're going to go under that V shape. You're going to grab the yarn with your hook, so that yarn over, pull through the stitch. All right, so you have 2 loops. 2 loops on your hook. You're going to do that yarn over thing again. Okay. You're going to grab that piece of yarn and you're going to just pull it through those 2 loops that were on your hook. That's a single crochet. So this pattern is going to be made up of single crochets and half double crochets. I apologize if you can hear my kids. I'm going to now show you the half double crochet. Okay, so before you know, with that single crochet, we just went into the loop. Before you go into that loop again, we're going to work in the same loop. You're going to yarn over. Okay, so you have 2 on the hook. You're going to go into that same stitch, that same chain right here that you did your single crochet in. You're going to go through and then you're going to do yarn over, just like we did when we chained and we did the single crochet, and you're going to pull up the yarn like that, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Now in that same stitch, we're going to do the same thing, that half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, go through your chain, go through, do the yarn over thing again, draw it up, drop a loop. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Sorry, I'm not showing this. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, so that's your first one, and I know that looks really big, but as you work, that's gonna just close up there. Okay, so now you've got, look at your V shapes. You've got 1 here, 1 and 2. You're gonna skip 2. You're gonna skip 2 of those. So you're gonna skip this one and this one, and you're gonna go straight in here. See, you've got the V shape at the top, that loop at the bottom. Okay, you're going to go through, so you got the V shape there, and you're going to do a single crochet. Okay, we're just repeating it. Single crochet, draw up, pull through. Now, 2 half double crochets in the same chain. Now that half double, you yarn over? Yeah, I think yarn over is what that would be. Go through the same chain. We're going to pull the thread through, or the yarn through. So we're going to yarn over, pull up. We have 3 now. Okay, repeat that in the same chain. Repeat it in the same chain. All the way down. And we're just going to do that all the way down. We're going to skip 2. 1, 2. Going to go to the next one. Okay, single crochet. 2 half double crochet. 2 half double crochet. Okay, we're going to do that all the way down. So we're doing essentially, yes, we're doing 3 stitches in each loop, each stitch. And that's what the whole pattern is going to be. I'll show you. We'll finish this chain. So 1, 2, we're skipping those 2. We're going into this one, single crochet. Okay, 2 half double crochet. 1, 2. All right, now you will have these two chain, or well, you'll have 3 chains at the end. You'll have 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip these 2. Now you're only doing a single crochet at the end. That's it. We're not doing the single crochet and 2 half doubles. It's just the 1 single. That's it. That ends. That's your foundation chain. Okay, so there you are. And you can lay it out and just count these little shell stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you should have 9. And you're always ending with a single crochet. Now, if you crochet, you know that typically you chain 1 and then turn your work. It's really important that you don't do that. You're just going to turn your work. Okay, so if you're new to crochet, we're just turning our work so that we can now work on the next row. So here's our last stitch that we did. All right, so you can see the stitching. This is where we're going to be working. We're going to be skipping each of these shell stitches, each of these shells, and we're going to start working in this first stitch. And then we're going to skip our shells and we're working in this one. So we're only working between the shells every single row. We're just going to work between the shells. But when you get to the end here, to this last shell, this last double crochet, you can see the V. All you're doing is a single crochet. So I'll show you that. All right, so here's our first stitch. You can see if I turn it, you can see the V at the top there. We're gonna work under that V, okay, into this one. And we're gonna do all of those stitches. So our single crochet, our half double crochet, and our last half double crochet. And then we're skipping these 2 stitches, which are this shell right here. So you see that stitch, you can see it right here. Let's see if you can see that very well. You're skipping this one and this one, and we're gonna work into this one right in the middle here. So you do that first single crochet, and then your 2 half doubles. Okay. All right, so again, we're gonna skip this one and this one, and we're gonna work into this one. So single, okay, and then our 2 half doubles. Then we're going to skip these 2 and go into this third one right here, and you're gonna do your single crochet, half double crochet, half double crochet. Okay, so now we have this last shell to contend with. We're going to skip this stitch and this stitch, and we're going to go into this last stitch. You can see if I turn it, you can actually see the stitches 1, 2, 3. We're going to go into this last one, this third one here. So you go under, you'll see the V at the top, and you're just doing a single crochet. I insert my hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up through. I have two loops on my hook, yarn over, pull up through, and that's it. Okay, so that's our second row. Okay, I'm not chaining, I am simply turning my work. So single crochet, 2 half double crochets. Okay, skipping these 2 stitches, single, 2 half double crochets. See how that's working up? You can see that pretty pattern there. So we're skipping the shell, we're skipping the 2 stitches, we're going into the third, single, 2 half doubles. And now we're at the very end. So we've got 1, 2. Let's find that last stitch. And you know what? The end here is so forgiving. Sometimes I'm in a hurry and I just like, you know, stick my hook in there, and see I've picked up even a little bit from the bottom row, and that's totally okay. That's totally fine. You don't have to try to get in here and be perfect about it. You're going to insert your hook and do a single crochet at the end. Okay, and slowly that's going to true up and be nice and straight along the side. Okay, now we're going to turn our work. All right, so that's what we have so far. Okay, I will continue crocheting up to here, and then I will show you how I do my color change. To the end, I'm going to insert my hook, and I'm going to pull up through. Before, instead of pulling up this color, the same color I'm working with, I'm going to bring this just makes a neater change in the colors in the yarn. So instead of bringing up my cream, I'm going to bring up my red. So I just hold it kind of to the work. Okay, I'm holding it with these fingers back here. And instead of yarning over the white yarn, the cream yarn, I'm going to yarn over the red, just like that. Hold it tightly, drop through. And that just creates a nice change, color change. And it's okay if it's loose, because we'll come back and pull it and then tie it off. And I'm going to turn my work. And working in this first stitch, do the same thing. Single crochet, 2 half double crochets. Do my single crochet, 2 half double crochets there, and I'm just going to stop for a minute. I'm going to look at my work here, lay it out, and I'm just going to cut this so it's not getting in my way as I work. So this is the cream, because I'm not working with that anymore. Cut. And I just like to give it a little tie before I get working on my next color, just like this. All right, so we're done with this. I'm going to set that off to the side. Working with this pretty red color here, and I'll just slow down for a second here, because you can see, especially if you've never crocheted before and you're trying to figure this out, you can see a little bit better. Okay, so I'm skipping these 2, 1, 2, and I'm going into this one, and I'm doing my single crochet, and I'm doing my half double, yarning over, and then inserting my hook, yarning over, drawing up through. I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, draw through all 3, do that again, yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, draw up. I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, and draw through. And I'm just going to keep doing that. Skip 1, 2, into the third. Just do 1 more right there. Go under this last one here. Okay, and it's just a single crochet at the end. That's it, just a single crochet. And then we're going to turn our work. Okay, so this is what I have so far, and I'll just show you as I'm working what I do to make sure that it's even, to figure out how large I want it. I just fold it diagonally like this, and then I just see, okay, that's how much I have left to crochet. That's about how many rows I have left. Okay, so here's what I have so far, and just going to fold it diagonally again, and then it all matches up right here, so that tells me it's even. but when I get to that point where it's all even, I actually do one more row just to make it a little bit, so it's less square, like more slightly rectangle like. I just like the look of that and the feel of it whenever I'm using it. Okay, so there's my last cluster of stitches there, and then I'm just ending with that single crochet. Okay, yay. So that's it. Now all I do is to tie it off. There's my loop. I'm just gonna cut my yarn, draw it through the loop, tie it off, and then this is where this yarn needle comes in. See, it's got that thicker, you see through there, that thicker opening there. And then all I do is I try to sort of, as I'm tying it, as I'm sewing it in, I try to kind of go through the fibers of the strand of yarn, basically, just to get that as stuck in there as possible. And then cut. And I do recommend getting a pair of smaller scissors that have a little bit more detail at the end, because you can get closer to your work. I've used lots of different scissors though, like even the little kid, you know, those little dull plastic handled, you know, kid safe crafting scissors. I've used those, but I do like having the little slightly more detailed tip scissors here for work like this. So there's the washcloth. So pretty. Hold it. And then, like I showed you here, my soap. I just fold it, take my soap. So I'm doing these for gifts, or I sell these at our local markets. I'll put them together like this. You can fold it however you want the red to show. And I just place my bar of soap on top, and then take whatever thread, yarn, or you could do ribbon. That would be really pretty. Flip my soap over, twist it, come around the other side so you have the soap facing up. Okay, a little bow, and there you go. Sweet little Christmas idea, or just if you want to learn how to crochet and make your own for your kitchen, it's just really fun, because then you can choose your own colors for your kitchen, and they're just really fun and satisfying to make.